Good evening. This is Brielle Perlman. Tonight I decided to make another YouTube video, and I was going to do a tarot card reading on this Valentine's Day. So, although it's not extremely romantic, although I think tarot card reading has a romanticism all its own, I'm going to use my Ghost Tarot deck using a tarot card spread that I designed myself, which I call the Transcend Oblivion spread. A fun exercise I like to do is sometimes I like to do a reading for a fictional character from a movie or a TV show or literature. And someone might wonder if, when you do such a reading, are you actually reading for the author who created that character or the actor who portrays them, perhaps? And my explanation upon that is I believe that somewhere out in the universe, everything that could be conceived of or thought of exists somewhere in some way. Whether you could say it's in another world, a parallel universe, another dimension, or even in the mind of God, or perhaps in the blueprint somewhere stashed away in the Akashic records. Tonight's reading, I'm a big fan of a science fiction TV series called Westworld, and I decided to do a reading for the enigmatic man in black, who is played and portrayed by a very good actor, Ed Harris. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers in case people haven't seen Westworld yet. However, I will tell you, in the beginning of the series, the man in black is definitely an antagonistic character, and he seems to be going on a journey, on some kind of quest. He's looking for something. So I'm going to lay my cards out. The Ghost Tarot deck is very nice. I like the backs of it. It's got a very pretty picture. It has an eye shape in the middle, and which is very prevalent among psychics and tarot readers, because we're trying to see past the veil with the helps sometimes of our spiritual allies. I've laid out, starting with number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 7-card spread. 5, 6, and last but not least, card number 7. We'll put the rest to the side in case you might need them. So, let me show you the spread the way it looks on the table. I do like the theatrical aspect of it. I think tarot spreads are very beautiful, and it's a very big part of it. It's very nice. So I'm going to reveal my cards and then show them to you one by one to give you an idea. The cord of my camera's here, but wanted to show each one of these to you so you could, as we do our reading, and explain to you what the positioning is. Now something less exciting, me. Alright. Well, the first part of my spread is, which I thought this was a very appropriate reading spread to use for the Man in Black from Westworld, because he is a very complex character. There's a lot of ghost in his past, so I thought it would be quite appropriate. This is what from your past still haunts you. Now, the first card we drew is the Five of Swords. I'm going to have to turn my light a little. It's a little too bright over here, actually, right now. And as you can see some spirits or ghosts walking away. They're walking toward the rainbow. Traditionally, the Five of Swords usually means you're going to encounter an obstacle, your way is blocked. So, sometime in the past, the Man in Black had something preventing him from getting what he wanted. Now we're going to do card 2, which is what changed you to that which you haunt. And very, very beautiful card here. Trying to position it so it can be seen well. This is the One of Cups, which represents the primal, the core energy of the entire suit, which has to do with water and emotions and feelings. So I would say that this Man in Black has a great deal of grief from something in his past. Something is not letting him progress on his quest that you've seen in the first card. The third card is what powers can help you navigate through the underworld. And I wrote it particularly that way because I am a student of Jungian psychology and also Carl Jung, and there's something that we readers and some spiritual people do called shadow work, and the underworld is a representation of that what's unconscious to us. So sometimes when people have trauma, we bury it. And sometimes in order to pass our obstacles, we have to bring up these things. Sometimes some of our skills and our abilities aren't even known to us, and they're valuable tools to use as we progress through life. And so let's see what powers can help the Man in Black on his quest as he tries to get to the source of his journey. Oh, that's a very, very nice card. The Knave, or I would say the Page of Wands. And here is a ghostly figure with a staff, and the interesting thing about it is it's bright outside, so inside it looks like he's doing a ritual, like he's trying to summon some kind of power. So you union with the other cards we've drawn thus far, I would say that some kind of creative passion, some kind of art is going to help him. He's going to have to draw on his drive, his inner force in a creative way to keep him going. As an artist, I greatly relate to that. As you can see, I have some artwork in the background. It's been created and painted by yours truly. Now, this one relates to the previous card, of course. What fuels these particular passions? And this is the Sun card in this deck. You know, if you're inside and the spirits are facing away from the sun, because often it has different powers and effects on those who have been here before, because most spirits are denizens of the night. However, I would say that the sun is also associated with masculine energy, so I would say that his passion of his masculine aspects might be driving him. Perhaps he's a father or a brother, or he has a family member, and his relationship to them, how they look up to him in one of the masculine archetypes, is going to fuel his drive to go on with his quest. It's leading him a certain way, and we'll see what happens with that. This particular one, because this particular spread is about transcending oblivion, you work toward the center, to getting close to the abyss, and then you transcend it. And this is what dark powers seek to drag you into oblivion. What is going to attempt to harrow and destroy the soul of this man in black? And here we have the King of Cups, another beautifully rendered ghostly figure. Now, when I see the King of Cups here, I won't give any big spoilers to this series, but I've watched a great bit of it. And I would say that his emotions and feelings toward a very strong, powerful male figure in his life. And this man is tumultuous. He goes from one mood to the next very quickly. In modern terms, even though this is a fictional story that takes place in the future, but it's also in the Old West, I would say his feelings and dealings with a person who is perhaps bipolar in nature, which I am myself, so I know a great deal about it. And that could be the very thing that dooms this man in black. However, the next card is what could shelter you from oblivion? What is going to keep the man in black from succumbing to the abyss, from having his very psyche swallowed by the depths of darkness? And here is another one, another page. This one is of disc. It's of the earth. Discs are an earth-based card. In my other deck, the Crowley deck, it's called Pentacles. And this particular figure is very, very interesting because he's holding a disc in his hands, which I also associate with the world. It's round, unless of course you're a flat earther. And Earth has a very grounding aspect. So, just like another thing I associate with the wands, which is fire, is also lightning. And lightning must be grounded, or its powers could be out of control and damage a great many things. It could short circuit a great many things. So finding a proper way to ground all these negative feelings he's having is going to help him not sink into that dark abyss. For him, let's call it depression. And now, the pinnacle of this great quest that we're going through with the man in black is, how can you find transcendence? Because sometimes the very moment you're about to sink as low as you could go, you may have a revelation so strong it can make you rise to the heavens. Another king. We've had a lot of kings, a lot of kingly power today. And this is the King of Wands, dealing with his passions. And in relation to the other cards in our reading tonight for the Man in Black, I would say that this card represents the Man in Black himself. Once he's taken his emotions and his feelings, his inner fire that he's had for these particular, well, back here we had the other king, the King of Cups. Once he comes to terms with his dealings for this man, he will have become the king of his own passion and learned to not be overcome by it, to not let his own passions become his own destructions, and therefore he transcends, and he is the ruler of his own self. Anyway, and I'll show you back the cards again. Sorry about the cord in the way. Anyway, that is the conclusion of our reading about the Man in Black from Westworld, and I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, yada yada yada, everybody says it. If you like it and subscribe, and I wish a great many blessings upon you, and a special blessing for Valentine's. For those who have someone, I hope that you have an enjoyable time, and together you learn a great deal about each other to enjoy in the future. And for those who are alone on this night and are troubled for it, I give you a blessing that you could learn to take what you have inside of you and find someone who appreciates it if that's what you're looking for. But if it takes time, I hope that you know the most important person to love is yourself. And as one of my other favorite series, Dale Cooper from Twin Peaks, he would say, every day get yourself a gift. So if you're feeling down because of the day, do something personally nice for yourself and tell your own inner person, I love you very much. Be well, and we'll see you next time.